Good day, class. Today, I will discuss to you on how are you going to answer your Module 3B sheet work. So, to answer your Let's Practice, you need to watch the Module 2A Solving Rational Equation video lesson, which was already uploaded. And then, we will discuss on how are you going to answer your Let's Connect. So let's connect, class. You have to know the concept of inverse variation. This one. So what is inverse variation? Ang inverse variation ay relation siya ng two quantities. Okay? Two or more quantities. Pero usually, two quantities lang. Ang ibig sabihin nun, if one quantity increases, the other quantity decreases, and vice versa. Alright? So, ang ibig sabihin, kung yung x nag-increase, yung y magdi-decrease. Pag vice versa naman, ibig sabihin, si y naman nag-increase, si x naman nag-decrease. So, ganun ang example ng inverse variation. So, sa inverse variation, meron tayong mga statements, general statements, usually ito yung ginagamit. So, pag sinabi mong y varies inversely to x or y varies inversely as x, ang ibig sabihin niyan, pag translate natin siya sa symbol, magiging y is equal to k over x. Bakit nagkaroon bigla ng k? Yung k is a constant of variation. Kapag sinabi mo ring y is inversely proportional to x or y is inversely proportional as x, ganun din ang ibig sabihin. Y is equal to k over x pa rin. Y varies indirectly as x, ganun pa rin, y is equal to k over x pag translate natin into notation or pag ni-represent natin siya. Okay? Into variables only or symbols na ganito. So, ngayon, paano tayo mag-express? So, from sentence going to its symbol. So, the acceleration a, so meron ginamit na variable a, of a car is inversely proportional to its mass m. So, paano mo daw isusulat yun? Ita-translate. Okay? Magiging a is equal to k over m. Pag naman, ito naman number 2, the base of a triangle varies inversely. So, base yung base na represent as b, varies inversely as its altitude, h. So, para matranslate yon into symbol, magiging b is equal to k over h. Sa mass naman, the mass m of an object varies indirectly as the acceleration due to gravity g. So, m is equal to k over g. Okay? Paano ba mag-solve? How to solve? Para i-solve yan, ganito ang mangyayari. For example, y varies inversely as x. So, dito pa lang, class, translate nyo na into symbol. Paano? Magiging y varies inversely as x. So, laging may k because of the constant of variation. And then, y is equal to 10 when x is equal to 5. So, we will use first the first value of y and x to solve for k. Magiging y is 10 is equal to, what is k? Wala pang k, constant, over x is 5. So, 5. And then, this is over 1, so we cross multiply. K times 1 is k na lang. That is equal to 10 times 5. So, 10 times 5. So, your k is equal na to 10 times 5 is 50. This is not yet your answer, but this is the constant of variation. Ang sabi dito, find y when x is equal to 25. So, we will find y. So, you go back to the original equation. Ito. Go back. Gahin mo ulit yan na si y varies inversely as x. So, you are finding for y. So, find y. Wala pang y. That is equal to, yung k mo dito, substitute mo na doon sa nakuha mo kanina, which is this one. So, 50 over, when x, gamitin mo yung pangalawang value ng x na given sa problem. So, when x is 25. Okay, and then simply divide. So, magiging, yan, dito tayo, y is equal to 50 divided by 25 is 2. This is now your final answer. Number 2 naman, w varies indirectly, o parehas lang, indirectly or inversely. Indirectly as p. So, translate into symbol. So, w varies indirectly as p. And w is 12 when p is 8. So, substitute muna natin yan para makuha yung k. So, w is 12. That is equal to, wala ka pang k. So, k muna, constant over. Ang p mo ay 8. So, this is over 1. Cross multiply, k times 1 is k. Is equal to 8 times 12. So, 12 times 8. Yan, or 8 times 12. So, k is now equal to 96. That is the constant. Ang tinatanong, what is the value of t? Again, next step, go back to the original equation. So, w varies inversely as p. So, find p when w is 16. So, ang given dito ay si w. W, 16. So, w, 16. That is equal to ang k ay 96. 96 over, ito ay hinahanap si p. So, over p. So, this is over 1, cross multiply. P times 16 is equal to 16p. That is equal to 96 times 1 is 96. Divide both sides by 16. Divide both sides by 16. Then 16 divided by 16 is 1. Or we simply cancel it. So, p is now equal to 96 divided by 16 is now equal to 6. And this is now your answer. Example number 3 sa inverse variation. Suppose A varies inversely as the square root of B. Step 1, anong gagawin? Ang step 1 natin, ulitin ko, ay translate into symbol. Okay? Translate into symbol. Okay? So, A varies inversely as the, may word na square root. So, square root of B. Ayan. If A is 12, when B is 81, anong gagawin? Step 2. Step 2. Gagawin, compute, solve for the constant. The constant of variation. Yan. Variation. Paano? So, gamitin mo to, magiging A, yung A daw, magiging 12. That is equal to K, wala pa. So, dito yung sinusolve natin muna, over square root of, ito, B. Yan. So, itong B, ito siya. So, 81. So, this is over 1, cross multiply. Bago ka mag-cross multiply, check mo muna to. May square root ang 81. Ang square root ng 81, positive or negative? 9. Pero ang kukonsider lang natin yung positive. So, ang constant mo ngayon, K, Okay, cross multiply. K times 1 is K. Okay. That is equal to 12 times, anong square root ng 81? Ang square root ng 81 ay 9. So, times 9. Cross multiply na sila. Pero kinuha na natin yung square root na to, ano yung 9. So, 9 times 12. So, K now is now equal to 12 times 9 is 108. Okay? Ayan naman, determine the value of A. Ayan. So, step 3, go back. Go back to the original equation. Okay, ano yung original equation mo? Ito si A varies inversely as the square root of B. So, find the value of A. So, ang A mo ay unknown. So, A is equal to yung K mo. Ito na. Yung nasolve mo kanina. 108 over square root of, ito, anong square root daw ng B? When B is 64. Yun. So, square root of 64. Okay? So, A, hindi tayo mag-cross multiply kasi nandito na sila lahat sa right side. So, mangyayari, dito tayo. So, A is now equal to 108 divided by, anong square root ng 64? Ang square root ng 64 ay 8. Kasi, 8 times 8 is 64. So, A now is equal now to, pag dinivide mo to, 108 divided by 8, ang sagot class ay 13.5. So, ito na ngayon yung sagot sa number 3 dito sa problem. Okay, thank you, and you are now ready to answer your seat work na nasa module 3B.